On a fresh Friday morning, the PV Agri community gathered virtually for their weekly meeting. Thocombe Bence, a Methodist preacher from Bryanston, opened the reports, expressing relief at reconnecting with the group after being consumed by church mediation processes. Her brief update reflected a longing for the community's shared purpose. Sheila apologized for her absence, citing emotional strain from diocesan challenges in Ekahuleni and Mpumalanga. She spoke candidly about the church's struggles, urging the group to pray for resilience amid internal conflicts that distract from community outreach. John Dearden, based in Johannesburg, shared insights on entrepreneurship, a key focus of his food security and livelihoods program. He highlighted global and South African entrepreneurial trends, noting that 8.5% of South Africans are engaged in early-stage entrepreneurial activity, slightly above the global average. His data sparked a discussion on the potential for community training programs to nurture self-employment, particularly in agriculture. Thocco inquired if these statistics applied specifically to farming, prompting John to clarify that they encompassed all forms of entrepreneurship, opening the door for further exploration offline. Jack Armour, from Free State Agri, delivered a comprehensive report weaving together local and national concerns. He critiqued South Africa's dependency on state programs, which often fail due to poor selection criteria and lack of follow-up. Referencing a Northwest University article labeling South Africa a mafia state, Jack highlighted systemic issues like corruption and societal agendas that undermine community cohesion. He emphasized the group's role in building self-sufficient local systems to counter these challenges, citing examples like soup kitchens evolving into rehabilitation programs. Jack also flagged the ongoing foot and mouth disease outbreaks disrupting local economies and export markets, particularly in communal areas where resistance to state veterinary interventions was causing tension. Scott Sulzer Solutions connected John's entrepreneurship data to his past work with homeless communities in New York, where a 10% success rate in rehabilitation programs mirrored John's entrepreneurial benchmarks. This parallel sparked a broader discussion on transforming lives through localized efforts, with Scott suggesting that churches could lead by fostering sustainable living as a theological mission to bring heaven to earth. His tentative theological reflection invited Bishop Verin's input, underscoring the group's openness to integrating faith with practical action. Lorraine Mafolo introduced herself as an environmental advocate, excited to join the group's mission. Daniswa Prussia shared her work with Slow Food, promoting organic potato farming in rural areas like the Eastern Cape and Rustenburg. Bonginkosi Zulu, from Pietermaritzburg, reported progress at the Reverend Walter Tabash Methodist Development Center, where spinach from their garden was being sold affordably to church members and neighbors, with potatoes planted for the festive season. A recent visit from the Women's Menieno leadership raised hopes for additional funding to expand their efforts. Machadesho Malal, a Methodist minister, reported delays in visiting the Pretoria City Mission's gardening project due to internal church conflicts, promising an update soon. He also committed to connecting with Bonginkosi to strengthen ties between their initiatives. Mbatha, from the community organization in Alundi, shared positive news about securing a lease for community agricultural projects, with the landowner waiving fees to support their efforts. Bishop Verin advised securing a written agreement to protect the project's future, a practical suggestion rooted in experience. Sheila and Thocco returned to Jack's concerns, lamenting the church's distraction by internal squabbles and its failure to lead prophetically against systemic issues like corruption and inequality. Sheila passionately called for the church to move beyond the pulpit, confronting societal mess with boldness and unity. Her frustration resonated with the group, who agreed that local, faith-driven initiatives could counter these challenges by fostering self-belief and community resilience. The session closed on a hopeful note, with a renewed commitment to grassroots action, local food security, and the church's role in transforming society, one garden, one community, one act of courage at a time.